Hello and welcome. My name is Desiree and I am the director of the Castle production team. We are making this video to request financial backing for our production of Rumpelstiltskin. We believe this will be a very successful production. Our production is a comedia comedy based in 18th century Italy. As director, it was my job to produce a timeline of the scenes so our crew could work their magic. We have an amazing crew that has worked long hours to design scenes and costumes. Our costume designer and costume director have researched many different costumes to make their designs fit more with the century. Our technical director and scene director have also researched 18th century palaces, turret rooms, and architecture. Now I'm going to let my crew show you their designs and ideas for our play. Thank you for your consideration, and you will not be disappointed if you back us for this production.
While working on the production of Rumpelstiltskin, we needed to research 18th century Italian architecture and decor. We strive for our scenes to be realistic and a little bit idealized. We use Google Image to brainstorm ideas. Some examples of research are the cottage, which is Rumpelstiltskin's home, the 18th century Great Hall, and the 18th century turret room. As technical director, I was responsible for scene budgeting and creating ground plans for each scene that we chose to present. I first created a key to indicate what each symbol represented. This is the key. My first ground plan chosen to present is the Great Hall. Here we have a set of steps, the king's chair, exits, entrances, 2 walls, a set of pews, and a drop. This is my next ground plan chosen to present. This is the turret room. 2 walls with 3 windows, the spinning wheel, and an entrance. This is the cottage. 2 walls making his home, 2 windows, a door, a drop, an entrance, and this is where the audience will be sitting.
Hall, we really wanted it to look like you, being the audience, were sitting in on the ceremony. The angle we chose works really well, and the features such as the stained glass windows and the pews are very 18th century Italy. The turret room, we envisioned a very simple background. We wanted to stick to the true turret room style and make the scene seem rounded and not your typical 4-sided room. We also thought having the room packed with straw around the walls would make this particular scene pop. Rundown cottage was definitely the most fun to design. Josie and I went for the 18th century gingerbread style house. This is where Rumpelstiltskin himself lives, so it had to be fitting for him. We really loved the realness of the stonework and the straw thatched roof. The backdrop is made to look like it is at night. This makes the house stand out and be the main focus.
As costume designer, the costume director and I went in depth with researching to make the play as realistic as possible while still keeping the ideas of the comedia. We used this book to help us create an idea of hairstyles and how the mask should be incorporated. We also researched the differences between social class, as some of our characters were wealthier than others, and this would be shown in the type of clothing that they wore and the color of their clothing.
We wanted our costumes to be realistic in style, so we studied 18th century fashion. Since our production is a comedy, we went with brighter colors for the costumes. Here are 3 designs for the king. His clothing and style is much nicer than the other characters because he is known for his wealth and money. The colors for his costumes are brighter because it is the comedy play. In the top left corner is the messenger, and in the bottom left corner is the harlequin. They both have bright colors, but their clothing is not considered as nice as the king because they work for him, so therefore they don't have as much money as he does. In the top left corner here is the miller. He's considered poor and not very wealthy, so his colors are not bright and his clothing is not very nice. In white clothing with a black mask and black accessories such as his hat, shoes, and belt. The color indifference for the white and black represents good and evil. Here are a few drawings of the daughter. The top left corner is considered her regular poverty clothes before she becomes princess. Her other two dresses are after she becomes queen, marries the king, and finally has money and wealth. The drawing over here in the top right corner is considered her mourning clothes when she believes she is going to lose her child to Rumpelstiltskin. It's a very sad time for her during this period because she cannot guess his name. The top left corner is another design for her dress after she becomes queen. It's much nicer in comparison to the dress that she wore when she was still in poverty living with her father.